Editing me here, and I wanted to put this in before the video starts because I must warn you that the volume on this video is really low. So this is your cue to try to heist up that volume to like 100% so that you can hear me. I was going to scrap the volume and then do a voiceover, but I want you guys to hear the authenticness of what's going on in this, as the authenticness of this video. So I decided to publish it as it is, but I will warn you that the volume is very low. Hi, welcome back, my friends. What am I doing today? Today I'm on a mission, and I'm walking down a very popular street in the country of Belize. I am trying to be mindful of passengers or bystanders who may want to be in this video. The streamers or the decorations is because September is coming up, and we'll be celebrating an entire month of festivities, and so they're decorating the streets for that. So basically I'm just walking, and it's early morning, so the street hasn't really picked up yet, and so everybody's just getting ready to go to work, getting ready. I actually have an errand to run before I hit any stores, so I'll be doing that first, and then I'll get back to you. I'm going over what we call Swing Bridge in Belize. It's actually a very famous bridge because it's manually swung, unlike other bridges, and it was built in 18 something, but it's really old. I dare say going on to maybe 200 years old. So, and see, we're still crossing on it. So yeah, I heard on the news they're going to do some renovation to this bridge. Yeah. What I like about the city is that there's still remnants of our colonial days. You can still see some buildings built back in the 1800s, and that's what I love about it. Some of them are still well preserved. That used to be the Paslow building. That was a very old colonial building, named after Paslow. I think he was a judge, a British judge here. Anyway, the building burned down, and they rebuilt that building there in its place. But I'll look on the internet and see if I could find a picture of it and show you what the Paslow building used to look like. Okay, so I am coming up on another famous landmark here in Belize. This is the Holy Redeemer Church. I think this was the first ever Catholic church built in the country of Belize. And when we get in front of it, we'll see what year it was built, because it's not older than the St. John's Cathedral Church, which we might see because I do have some errands to run on the other side of the city. And here's the building. Gosh. And right there, you can see it right there. Built November 4th, 1858. Yeah. The first ever Catholic church. It's huge. Next to it is the school, the Holy Redeemer Primary School. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is actually the ending or the entrance to the Halova Creek. Now this Halova Creek actually joins the Belize River, and the importance of this creek for Belizeans, well, in the past when we used to do logwoods and export timber, we used to use this creek. So this creek connects all the way to the sea. So it's connect from the Belize River all the way to the sea, and the sea is right out there. That was the bridge that we came across, the Swing Bridge, and right after the Swing Bridge is the sea. Yeah. So I still have some errands to do. Let's see if we get a nice beautiful shot of the, I wish I brought my drawing set. I didn't bring anything to draw with, guys, because if I would have brought my drawing set, I definitely would have drawn this picture right here. So what I think I'm going to do is take some visual shots of it, and maybe when I get home, draw it. Okay, you see that half-painted building up there? What I love about that building is it reminds me of the old colonial houses that were in Belize way back when we were still a daughter of the United Kingdom. Those were basically the designs of how the old colonial houses used to be. Here's another one, but I think this one has been renovated. Yeah. And that's why I said I love about being in the city, because you still have remnants of our past. A lot of these buildings are very old. I mean, I still remember this building from when I was a kid. I am trying not to get anybody faces in here. There's another one. I'm trying to get to them. Yeah, these are some very old buildings. This is basically the design of the buildings in Belize City back in our past. Okay, I am heading over there, the post office. We're not allowed to film in there, so I'm gonna cut this off and then I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, I am walking back from the post office. It wasn't art related. It was actually something I ordered in 2019 from AliExpress that just came in. Literally, we're in 2022 and I just got an order from 2019. Yeah, they're telling me that they just started to send things to the UK now, the earlier part of this year. So hopefully stuff is coming in now. So right now I'm actually walking back. I'm going to the other side of the city. So this is one half of the city, the south side of the city. And you can see it's a little bit more active because it's later on in the day. And then we have the other side of the city. So I'm going to be walking back across the swing bridge and I'll be going to that side. Okay, so I am at the base of the swing bridge. And now I'm walking. I'm just going to give you guys the view of what it looks like from the other side. So, yeah. Walking back across. That sign is, again, September is coming up. Yeah, September is a huge month in the country, I believe. Not a huge day like the 4th of July day. It's like an entire month of celebrations. And I'm scared because we haven't had a September Raman Jam since 2019. So definitely it's going to be a big party here. Trying not to get faces. So basically, this part is the heart of the city. So when we say you're going downtown, it's usually this area we're going to. I wanted to take you in front of our Supreme Court, but I think it's in session and it's illegal to videotape when the Supreme Court is in session. So I'm just giving you a shot of it from here. Yeah, that's the Supreme Court with a little clock tower on top. And I'm going to walk past it and then I'm going to go to the store on the other side of that. Generally, when I come to any store, one of the first things I like to do is check out their art supplies and see what they have. And most times it's just basic stationaries. So we work with all these stuff. Yeah, and like I say, Crazy Art is a very affordable brand. I mean, look, it's only $2 for a 24 set of Crazy Art crayons. So it's very affordable here. I actually came here looking for a ceramic plate. I like to use ceramic plates in watercolor, so I want a square one. I am at Wentworth, and this is a place I always come to when I want affordable stuff. I'm looking at these pencils. Look at that. It's so cool. I don't need any more crayons. So I see some more stuff over here. Yeah. Just affordable little stuff. My gosh, look at this. This is amazing. I think if you get this, you don't need to buy another set of graphite again. Okay. So let me go and look for those ceramic plates now. So I'm standing in front of the Supreme Court, but I'm not filming it. I'm actually filming the James Brody Company Limited. Now this is one of the oldest stores in the country of Belize, believe it or not. It was founded in 1887, and across from the James Brody's, let me get this car across first, is the Battlefield Park. Now this park went through some renovations, so this is how it now looks. And I need to go to that store over there, the one with the red tag or the red marking, because they asked me to get something. My husband asked for me to get something for him. And we're walking through the Battlefield Park. It is super hot today, guys. Here in Belize, this is the behind the Belize Bank, and this bus belongs to, I think this is Sabaranes? I think this is Sabaranes. He was a, a revolutionist when it came to the labor movement here in the country of Belize. So they put his statue here. And I'm actually going over there. So let me see if I could cheat a little bit and walk on the grass. Because I'm actually going over there. That I think used to be, was it Barclays? I think that used to be the Barclays Bank. And then it's now Heritage Bank because Heritage bought it over. Here. So basically, I'm what we call in the center of town. James Brody's over there. So if you ever ask to come to Belize and ask to go downtown, this is where they're going to take you. Exactly where I am. So now I'm going to cut this off and go into Hopi. So now I have to walk towards my store. It's still pretty much early in the morning, so the city hasn't really woke up yet. But within the next 2 hours, the city's going to wake up. You see this place here that has Mikados written on it? This used to be a very old theater, like movie theater here in the country of Belize, but then it was bought over by Mikados. And there's the big truck. Sorry. And over there, Bluebird, I used to like to go buy ice cream there, but now it's closed down. So now I'm heading over to Mikados because I need to buy some textile to make sketchbooks with. And maybe I'll take a walk by St. John's Cathedral. Okay, so now I'm walking on the other side of the street. I was first on Albert Street. Now I'm on the other famous street here, Regent Street. And walking down this street, I'm thinking I'm going to walk all the way down, then come up back Albert Street. And from there, my little tour of my little country, well, the most commercialized part of my country is going to be over because I'm already tired. I've been walking this city since 8 o'clock and it's now 9 o'clock. I'm tired now. I'm actually glad being on Regent Street because one of the benefits of walking Regent Street is you get to feel that beautiful Caribbean sea breeze. And there, as you can see, that's the Caribbean Sea right there. So yeah. I really want to show you guys the St. John's Cathedral because it is a beautiful building. And this building I'm coming up on that looks abandoned is actually a very beautiful building. This building was built like in the 1800s. So it's one of our old colonial buildings. And I remember they said on the news like this would have been before COVID. The city council wanted to take charge of some of these old colonial buildings and renovate them. And this is one of them actually. You can see a similarity with the styles of these buildings compared to the ones that I showed you guys earlier. See how it looks? So definitely these are colonial buildings right here. And even though they look abandoned and old, they're actually very beautiful. So the next stop we're going to show you is the St. John's Cathedral. And then I'm going to end this little tour because I'm really tired. Okay. So while walking towards St. John's Cathedral, I have to stop and highlight this place. This is actually the yard to the governor's mansion, or like we like to call it, the governor's house. Okay, I think now the name has been changed from there. Back when Belize was still a colony of Great Britain, and what they used to do is they used to have governors. Well, we still have a governor general, and but the governor general used to live in this house. And after, I'm not sure when they moved out. I can't say when they moved out. But subsequently, we gained our independence from Great Britain, and the governor general is no longer required to live in this house. So this house is now somewhat as a museum. In it has a lot of beautiful treasures, and I'm actually passing behind St. John's Cathedral, but I want to show the sign first. So this is basically the governor's house. That's why I said I'm so sad I didn't bring anything to sketch, because look at this beautiful colonial building here. Yeah. The big truck is from Sanitations. See? It's now a museum. But it's a beautiful building. A lot of old colonial furnitures are in there, paintings. It's gorgeous. Remember, in Belize, the governor general used to be the representative for the queen. So definitely some amazing treasures were in the house. And this is St. John's Cathedral. And the importance about this cathedral here is it's either the first or among the first churches built in Central America. So this is one of the oldest buildings in the country of Belize. And it's an Anglican cathedral, so it's Protestant. Yeah. I'm so sad I didn't bring anything to sketch with, because this would have been, I mean, I'm passing some beautiful buildings, beautiful subjects. We have more colonial style buildings down the other lane. Let me give you a whiff of what is going on down the other lane. Yeah. More colonial style buildings. Where you see that truck coming out from, let me give you guys a zoom in view. That is actually, the truck is actually passing by one of our oldest burial sites here in the country of Belize, the Yabra burial ground. Yeah. The historical significance of the area where I'm standing, of that area, not necessarily this area, but that area used to belong to James Douglas Yabra. He was a plantation owner here in the country of Belize, and he gave up a piece of his plantation for us to bury our dead. And it's called the Yabra burial ground, and it was one of the first burial sites in the country of Belize. So now I am walking up. I came off Regent Street, and now I'm walking Albert Street. So I'm actually back on the original street where James Broders is. And here's a front-on view of the beautiful St. John's Cathedral. If it's not the first churches built in Central America, it's among the first churches built in Central America. Beautiful building. Gorgeous building. If Urban Sketchers International ever want to come to a tropical country, please come to Belize. Gorgeous buildings are here. Okay. Oh, thank you. I feel a slight sprinkle, nothing too heavy. Just enough to kind of dull down the sun that's been burning me. Yeah, I've been out since 8 o'clock this morning. Since 8 o'clock it's been burning hot. Now I put the video on because I'm getting tired and we might need to stop and get something to drink. We're passing another old church here in the country of Belize. This is another old church, and not to say anything, but I am a Methodist, and therefore this is like, you know, Methodist Prime Church. This is the Wesley Church. Yeah, Wesley Methodist Church. Yeah, when I said Methodist Prime, this is like, you know, like how each churches have their big cathedral. Look, this is kind of like the big cathedral here in the country of Belize for the Methodist faith, which I am a Methodist. So this is the Methodist Church. Yeah, so when we have any important ceremonies or anything, we'll come to this church most of the time. It's another beautiful building. Gorgeous. It's just a little sprinkling. I hope it doesn't affect my phone or the video. And a Hindu temple here too, on the other side. Yeah. Because we do have Hindu faith here in the country of Belize. We have Hindus, we have Muslims, we have Buddhists, and we have all the religions in between. And now my journey ends where it started, at the bus terminal. So I'm gonna go in there, buy my ticket to go home, and I'm tired. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, and as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.